This podcast was brought to you by Uncle Jeep Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Triple G podcast. I am your host, Uncle Jeep, and tonight is the Dripless and Jeep podcast. We got a couple guests with us here tonight, Johniibo and Chess WC. You guys can find their links down below. But I'm your solo host tonight. So sorry everybody. Drip is actually ill, so he won't be joining us tonight. We wish him well, his recovery to be speedy. But we actually had this already scheduled out to have our two guests here to join us here for the last live stream of 2023. So if you guys watch our live streams and if you watch them all year long, thank you guys so much. This is the last one. We have one more episode in this season, episode 52, which we're very proud to say that we have officially, with this episode and the next one that's coming on until 25th that we pre-recorded, have gotten one episode every single week of this year. We're very proud. If Drip was here, he'd play that button.
Wow.
He'd press that button that is very congratulatory sounding. It plays like happy
That's
sounds.
impressive. Consistency, right?
That was our goal. One of our goals. We didn't reach all of them, but the biggest one we wanted to reach was not missing a live stream every week. Like we have a live stream every single week of this year. So we got it done. Very proud of that. So that's awesome. Thank you guys for being here for that. And you two, Johnny and Chess, you guys have been a big part of that because you joined us for multiple episodes.
That's awesome. Happy to have done that.
That's right.
I feel like I carried you through, so you're welcome.
Thank you for that. I appreciate the carrying. You also, Johnny also sends me, we send each other texts on Sundays when we are mourning about our terrible Eagles. So
when we want to cry, we have a good group cry together.
That's right. I asked the gentleman tonight to put on something Christmas-wise. It was the last second idea that I had. And you both came through. Chess, you got a little Santa hat on. Johnny's got this Fall Guys Christmas ugly sweater thing going on. And I got nuts. If you're only listening to this podcast, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you can't see the nuts on my chest. I have nuts on my chest. I'm sorry. YouTube, please don't ban us.
What does it say?
I was telling Johnny before. It's a matching sweater with my fiance. It's just hers. I don't have it with me, but hers says chest. And it's like two ornaments near where on the chest, over here. Two ornaments right here with two Grinch hands. And then mine says nuts. So chestnuts, right? Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's two, if you can't see right now, if you're listening on the podcast, the little Grinch hand is holding two ornaments like nuts. Merry Christmas, everybody. So thank you guys for wearing that.
That's a nice sweater, Johnny. Tell us what you're rocking.
Yeah, I got a Fall Guys sweater. So, I'm not a new Fall Guys fan. I was an OG. I bought this back when it came out the first year.
When did it come out?
Fans that waited for it to go free.
When did it come out?
Oh, it came out I don't remember. It was probably the Panini year, right? It was the Panini year, 2020.
I think so because my brother-in-law actually gifted it to me on Steam. He got me a copy when I think it was $20. So
I think the game exploded in 2020, but I think the game had been out a year prior, and then it didn't garner attention, and then somehow it exploded.
My guess is there was an acquisition at the time from a big old company named Epic. That's my guess because I know they're owned by Epic. My guess is I know they're owned by Epic right now. But I believe.
Oh wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think I did see a video. I like watching video game documentaries. There's this guy, I can't remember his name, but he does a lot of indie game history, development, the whole story. And I saw the episode on that, and I think what happened was that these big streamers on Twitch started playing it, and it went viral after that. And they were a small independent.
Wow.
Video game company, and they had actually, I think, given up on the game.
Really?
I feel like they had given up on it, and they were whatever, and then boom, it exploded.
Yeah, I know. I got it. Like I said, I got it as a gift. So
I might be wrong.
It was just sent to me in 2020. I had a lot of fun with it. I played it for a few hours here and there. It's it's one of those games where you pick up for a little bit, you put it down, you pick it up, and then leave it for months at a time. But no, it's a good game. Yeah. So, guys, we're going to begin this episode tonight. I'm not sure how this is going to go. We're going to do our best without Drip. I've never done this without Drip. So, I have, but with a different guest at that time. So this is the first time I have two people who don't even know each other.
Exactly.
And so this is extra difficult for me. Hopefully you guys just gel perfectly without any necessary. I don't need to step in like your mother. Okay, don't get any fights over there. You two up there, make sure you keep your hands to yourself. Okay. First things first. March 2023 this year. Chess, you joined us March 10th. Which happens to be Mario Day, and that's a big reason why you're on the show, because you're like the Mario guy. You play a whole bunch of Mario Maker on stream, and we very much enjoy watching you play that. So
appreciate it, man.
We as far as who we know, we couldn't think of anybody better to have on the show.
I appreciate it, man.
At the time, and you were telling a story. I'll let you continue and finish your story here.
Oh yeah.
We asked Chess. This is his first time on our show. This is our first time talking to Chess. With our voices, we text him in his chat, and then private messages, but never actually on a microphone. And I asked Chess in secret, hey, March 10th is Drip's birthday. Do you think you could quickly play Happy Birthday for him? Because Chess, Johnny, if you didn't know, Chess has he's a musician. He's got a bunch of instruments he likes to play, a little percussion stuff, and and also a little keyboard. So we asked, can you play Happy Birthday for Drip? And you rose to the occasion, Chess. We're very thankful, but tell the story.
Well, basically, I don't know when we mentioned it pre-stream or pre-podcast.
Yeah.
I remember that I told you okay, we're gonna make it happen, but I can't really figure out how to do it with Discord, and I'll see what I can do. I'll do my best, because for the stream and the Discord, at that time with that setup, things were a little bit different. So then we're live and we're doing the podcast, and you're like, Chess, take it away. And it was supposed to be a big surprise. And I started playing, I would start playing the thing on the piano. And I literally was like, okay, let's do this. We're live. And I was like, no sound. I was like, I turned around and I went to the mixer and I just pressed this one. It was just such a quick moment. And I figured it out so quickly. Then I came back and there was sound. I was like, oof. Because we're live. You don't want that dead air or whatever. But it was so quick. It was boom. It was so cool.
I wouldn't even, I actually didn't know. I didn't know that I know that it was muted, but for a second. But I didn't know that. Okay. I didn't know you were panicking inside. I thought this happens all the time. You just press this one button right here, because that's what it looked like. It looked like you just let me just go press this button and then start playing, because that's awesome.
I'm just glad that it wasn't let me figure out the sound. Oh no,
right. Oh yeah, dude, you
somehow
nailed it.
I thought I had it, but then whatever. It was my first time kind of playing. I typically use this mic, and this mic is USB.
Right. Yeah.
So I can't really hook it up to my mixer. I can do this mic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yes, this one's just better sounding quality for stuff like this,
For sure. I know you surprised the hell out of Drip there, because Drip was like, wait, is there something I don't know? It's like, yes, there is. So that was fun. Also, I think that episode we just talked about, it was Mario Day, so we talked about some more Mario stuff. I think we talked about your favorite 3D Marios in that episode as well.
Yeah. My number one is Galaxy 1.
That's right. Yeah.
I do. So here's, I don't know you. You don't know me. This is what's going to determine if I like you or not. All right. So do you like Super Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World more?
I think that if I were to go to a desert island, I would take Mario 3.
Okay, I like you. We're good. We're all good.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. I mean, they're both really fun, and and I don't know. But yeah, Mario 3. But you're going to be disappointed at me.
Uh-oh.
This is my favorite one.
I'm not disappointed. I love that one. It's
Mario
so
2.
Unique.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say right ahead. I'm gonna go right ahead and say that Mario 3 is a better game. Okay, it's more complete. They went back old school, whatever. And I know that this game is, used to be Doki Doki Panic and all that. They changed it, but as a kid, I didn't know, and I loved it. And nostalgically, this is my number one. So
Get behind that. Super Mario Bros. 2. I love that game. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And
just picking
bizarre
stuff up too. I remember just you can pick stuff up now. When you think about it, it felt like what not a lot of companies do. A lot of companies, they're like, Mario 2, or they add like one, Mega Man. Now you can slide. Mega Man 3, you can slide now.
Right.
But at the time, when I saw the stuff you could do and the bombs and Mouser as a kid, I saw this commercial on TV. It blew my mind. I was like, I need that game. I literally was like, I need that. And I think that's why nostalgically it's always going to be my number one.
For sure, man. I think this is interesting watching you guys like literally talk for the first time in your lives live on a podcast. I think this is very, very, it's fun. I'm sure it's fun for me.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So
it's like going to a gig as a musician and you're like, hey, what's up? I'm the new bass player.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Or especially Chess, because we're both percussionists, especially like if you're working with another percussionist in a gig, it's like we're going to be working like our ass cheeks are going to be touching right now, depending on the space we have. It's like we got to really acquaint ourselves real fast and like, don't mind me and don't mind you. Let's get our jobs done here. But yeah. So anyway, moving on here. I want to bring this up back. That's not English. I want to bring this back up again because I was watching that episode earlier, Chess, and just to get some ideas from some talking points from it. You had talked about the Church of Nintendo. And
okay.
I think it's worth bringing it back up again because I know most people don't really know what that is. I certainly didn't. So feel free to tell that story again for everybody.
I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna preface with this. I'm gonna talk about an event that I went to called Church of Nintendo. But here's the thing: you might not find a Church of Nintendo in your town, but you might find an event similar to this. And I recommend people to go out there. So here's the story: I had not played video games for 20 years, with two exceptions. Number one, I bought a GameCube and I played Zelda Wind Waker, Metroid Prime, and Mario Sunshine. And it was like a year that I played, and then I went back to music. I was like, I gotta learn drums, I gotta play drums, no video games. Like literally, since the age of 14. For some reason in my head, I got in that mode. And also I played at my sister's house, Mario Galaxy. So that's probably why, I'm attached to that game nostalgically. So in 20 years, I played for 1 year and maybe like 7 months, or however it took. Maybe it was like 2 months that I beat Galaxy. But anyways, I was out of nowhere just reading the newspaper, and there was a thing that said Church of Nintendo, honorable mention, Best of the Bay, Tampa, Florida. Honorable mention. It's they didn't win an award. They do this award thing in Tampa, so they were like, "Yo, honorable mention. These guys are super cool." I was like, "Church of Nintendo? What? I'm there." So I went there, and man, original cartridges, old CRT TVs, original consoles. We're talking 2 NESs, 2 SNESs, 164, sometimes a GameCube, a Wii, people playing bowling. I was mind blown. And I started going there every Monday. And I met some cool people there too. And they're still friends from like 8 years ago. So basically that got me back into gaming. And it just kind of blew my mind to pick up a cartridge, blow on it, then put it in there and play with the original controllers. And that blew everybody's mind. And, there's Hangouts. And that has actually expanded. I actually have another friend who started it in Denver. I actually hosted 2 of these events in Panama, Central America. And I've asked for permission. They're like, do it. And I got together with a friend down there, and we put up an event called Church of Nintendo. And it blew people's minds. Like, they were like, what are you
Find
doing?
this. I gotta find one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chess, this
There's
was
events like that. Yeah, go ahead.
correct me if I'm wrong, but this was a time where but this is before the retro gaming boom. So prices were cheaper, things were more accessible. So I feel like in today's day it would be much more difficult to get do something like that because everything's so expensive. What do you think?
Well, basically, I hear you, like collection wise. Yeah, but I have a friend who does it in Denver, and I think it's more. Yeah, you do it maybe emulation or with
interesting.
what we did in Panama. To be honest, you're still playing on the same controller and console, but you have an EverDrive, which is playing the ROMs, which is the same thing. To be honest, so you're playing the ROMs and you're using this and that way you can have unlimited games. Yeah, it could be tougher, but to be honest, the retro video game market has always kind of been expensive and stuff like that. And I mean, it goes up and down. But this was like 8 years ago, and the guy who ran it, he's a collector anyways. So it's more like people who have a collection that are willing to do stuff like that. Right. I think it would be very expensive to be like, yo, I'm gonna do. Well, you can do it, but you're not gonna have a lot of the good games. For example, you might miss out on some Battletoads, because that's like a $50 game. Same with Contra, But you can buy. I bought a lot of this stuff. I'm not a collector, but let me tell you how much this game was. Can you guys guess how much this was? And I bought it on the street. I mean, at a video game
store. For the audio people and me, because my eyes are old. What is
Blades of Steel? Blades of Steel.
I wouldn't even have a clue. You had anything, Johnny?
$3.
Well, that's definitely not going to happen today. That's for damn sure.
No, I'm pretty sure. No. I'm pretty sure that if you go to a retro, this is what I did, and I didn't realize it until later. Go online and find retro video game store. There are lots of stores in a big city, of course. If you're in a small city, it's going to be tough. But in a big city, you will find stores that specialize in that. I every time my friends come to visit, this guy came to visit me. I was like, dude, let's go to a retro video game store. He bought a Nintendo 64, bunch of games. He was mind blown. And, you can buy, at that time, you could get a Nintendo for $50, maybe $70. I'm pretty sure that today, $80.
Right.
An actual NES or a SNES for like $80, maybe $100. But yeah, it went up a little bit, but it's not like inaccessible. Again, a lot of these games that I bought, I remember, treating myself and buying this for $20 because Mega Man 2 is so for my birthday. I haven't bought a cartridge in so long, but I like having these cartridges. I just kind of bought Paperboy and stuff when I was small, but a lot of it is donation. A lot of people gave me games because I was posting on Instagram and Facebook. Right. People sending me boxes. This guy sent me a box with a Nintendo 64, a GameCube. This guy sent me a box of a bunch of games. So a lot of this stuff has either been cheap or, donated.
That's so cool. That's why I wanted to bring that story back up again, because I just thought it's so cool. I think that's even if the market's inflated a little bit, I think that's such a cool thing to do. And I never considered the emulation side of it. It never even crossed my mind that you could adapt like that and just just get EverDrives and get stuff on there and have people enjoy the games that way. So that's incredible. That's awesome. So
lots of fun. Imagine just people walking in a bar and then seeing an old TV playing Mario. They're like, oh, what?
Unrelated.
Have you ever gone to a barcade?
I was just about to say the same thing.
Barcades are a blast, and it's just
it's so
reliving
good.
your childhood going into this arcade playing Wild Turtles and
yes. So good. Pinball too. Pinball's so fun.
I love pinball. One of my dad's friends, obviously my dad's old. And his friend is old too. But he has this affection for these pinball machines. And we went over his house, and I was like, any kid with his dad, like, But he's like, come to the basement, and he has I think 3 of these old pinball machines, like really cool original ones, and I had a lot of fun playing. Or I think it's a couple pinball and one like regular arcade. I don't remember what the game, but I was like, this is awesome. This is what adulting is like. And fast forward, not exactly.
It is.
Well, yes, but no, not always.
Can I add a little bit to that
Johnny? Because
story?
money is what I'm talking about. What were you saying, Chess?
I'm sorry. I thought you were done. I was going to ask if I could add a little bit more to that story.
Absolutely.
Well, basically, like at the Church of Nintendo, I met people, but I also one day this guy was like, "Hey, what are you playing?" I was like, "I'm playing Gradius." And they're like, "Oh," and then you meet people, and then this one guy turned out to stream on Twitch. I didn't even know what Twitch was back then. And he's super cool. And, I don't want to mention him, but he's a big part of the retro community. And here in Florida, he's big part of the retro community too. I say he's one of the big 3. But anyways, this group of friends that I met, they actually run the console room in Free Play Florida. Free Play Florida is an event that happens in a convention, and all these people from Florida bring their pinball machines and their arcade machines. Oh, wow. And they just pack this place. It's nuts. And you pay like $75 or something like that, and you can play however much you want, but over 3 days.
Right.
So, and you have like the best everything, and the console room is ridiculous. I'm gonna tell you how ridiculous it was. When I went the first time, they had a Doom LAN setup, 4 old PCs playing Doom. Like, what?
That's incredible.
Yeah, they had stuff like that. They had like an X68000. It's where the computer where they made like Street Fighter, like Capcom, like what? Like stuff like that. You're like, what's going on?
That's wild, man. I think we all need to go to Tampa. That's what it sounds like here. There's
a really good retro scene. A really good retro scene. Yeah.
That's awesome. I've never been to Florida. I would love to go see chess in Florida. We'll catch you on the beach.
There's but also there's places that one can look up. For example, in Tampa, there's this place called the Replay Amusement Museum. The amount of pinball machines they have at that place, and it's like a one-time fee and you go in, but it's a museum.
Really?
These people take care of this, like to a high standard.
And obviously you can play them, right? They can play all.
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh my God. And not only that, but old school like arcades. Like they have like Punch Out, the old arcade. And I don't know if you know about Punch Out, but it had like 2 screens. And I think that what ended up happening with that machine, or maybe they made Punch Out because they had 2 screens for a game that didn't work. So they made like Punch Out. I'm talking about like Mr. Dream Punch Out. This was like before Mike Tyson's Punch Out, arcade Punch Out, right? And also there's like Paperboy on arcade, and it has like a bike.
The bike handles. I remember that.
He has a bike handles, stuff like that. Like what? Or I think, all sorts of games that you're like, wow, like how am I playing this stuff? And what I'm saying is that locally you can find stuff like that. There's a place in Chicago that if I ever go there, I want to go. Galloping Ghost Arcade. It's ridiculous.
Wait, put it in my phone. Don't let me forget. I live here. I live an hour away from Chicago. I'll check it out.
Dude, go to that place.
Yeah. Well, what's there?
Yeah.
Now I need to know.
Galloping Ghost Arcade. Pinballs. It's the same concept. It's just a big place with a big bunch of pinball machines and arcades.
I would love to check that out. Don't let me forget, Chess. I have a memory of a squirrel. Please don't let me forget, because I would love to check that place out. That is incredible. Well, thank you, Chaz. What a wonderful story. And by the way, you were on a guest this as a second time for us. You came back in October 20th. No particular reason, just a little game that was put out on October 20th called, Mario Wonder or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was really cool. I mean, have you even played the game at that point? I think you played on stream the night before for a few hours.
Two-player. Yeah, I remember. And I remember telling you that I wasn't ready to give you an opinion on the game.
Fairly,
because I hadn't really played it. But now that I have.
Yeah, go ahead. You finish your thought there from October 20th. What do you think?
It's a great game. It's fun. But personally, it hasn't really like grabbed me. Like I'll get to it one day, and I have played a lot of it, but I don't know why I haven't like 100%ed it. I guess I'm playing other stuff, but I'll get to it one day. But it's fun. I had fun. I played it 2-player and single player, and I think the game works well on both ends. Sometimes that's kind of tricky, but I think it's a great game. It's visually amazing. The music, the vibe, the chill vibe. I love everything.
I fell in love as I kept playing it, and I actually discovered something about myself while playing it. Is that everyone has like a Zelda opinion, like, oh, 2D Zelda is the best. No, 3D. Yeah. Like I'm sure it happens with Mario too. I've discovered that I am a 2D Mario guy. Like I'm not. I don't love the 3D Marios. There's never been one that, even Odyssey, just like, oh wow, just don't. It's not that they're bad or anything. It's just I don't. I'll play for a couple hours and
I hear you.
And 5-10 hours and I'm done. Whereas like 2D Mario, I can really play for a long, long time because I just love freaking A to B. I love getting from A to B. I love the new style 2Ds where they get really creative with it. Mainly Mario Wonder. But I'm a 2D Mario guy. I've come out. I'm out of the closet, guys. I'm out of the Mario closet. I'm a 2D Mario guy. And Johnny, I don't know if you're a 2D Mario guy, but I do know that you binged that game in like a night or something.
Yeah. I 100% of that game in like 100%. 3 days or something.
Like true 100%?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, true 100%. Like got all the little medals on my profile. I beat the hardest level. I love that game. The game was fantastic. Yeah. I just wish that there was more. Like I just wish there was more to it. It was only like, I don't know, 15 hours. Maybe?
I was going to say 15 hours. Wow. What it took you?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm like you. Like I love 2D Mario, and I've always loved 2D Mario growing up. And it probably is nostalgia. Like Super Mario Bros. 3 is probably my favorite Mario game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I loved the original Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, World. I even like the new Super Mario games, like the new Super Mario Bros. U.
A lot of trash gets talked in those games, so you're making a bold statement there.
Yeah, no, I feel like they get a bad rap. I think people were burned out on them.
Yeah,
because we had 2 of them come out within a few months of each other. I think
that was the thing. The Wii U version was like more of the same.
Yeah. So I mean, then we had to wait 10 years, 11 years.
Wow.
For Wonder. So I hope that doesn't happen again, and I hope next year we get a new Mario game. Or, whenever the new system comes out, we get a new Mario game.
Oh, man, that's exciting. We're so close. We're so close to guys. That's very exciting.
New 2D Mario, new 3D Mario,
2D Zelda. Come on.
New Mario Maker.
New Mario Maker, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, you, from what I've learned, is you play Mario Maker on stream.
Yes.
I am not a fan of Mario Maker.
Ooh,
because I think people are terrible at making levels.
Okay.
I think normal people.
I agree, but there's good people too. There's bad and good.
Yeah, like my levels are phenomenal. I think I'm the best Mario Maker there is.
Send your levels, bro. Come on, we gotta test them out.
My levels are horrible.
before I, before social media, and when the original Super Mario Maker came out on the Wii U, like I don't know how many stars I had. Like I had hundreds of stars. Everybody loved my levels, so I was Mario Maker famous for a little bit.
Nice.
But I don't know. I get annoyed playing some levels because I'm also not a huge Kaizo Mario fan, and a lot of levels are Kaizo.
Yeah.
I do like the puzzle levels, and I do like the ones that are kind of actual platforming. But the ones where they throw just hundreds of enemies at you.
Yeah.
And
What type of? I'm just curious. Like, what setting are you playing in? Are you playing viewer levels, or are you playing expert, super expert, or?
so
just...
I changed it up. I was doing like I streamed it as well back when it came out. So I was doing viewer levels, and most of them, I feel like they make them too hard for the streamer. I don't know if that's
you're right.
That how it is for you, but I mean, I was doing like expert, not super expert. I didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah. I guess everybody has a different approach to the game. Like, my approach has always been like, of course, I did my fair share of viewer levels, but I remember I just started playing precision. That's what I liked somehow, and
it's fun to watch. That's for sure.
For example, like I joined Team Precision, and what's cool about joining a team is you're building and you're playing levels of something that you like. You know what I mean? And in terms of like Team Kaizo, Team Shell, for example, I find it that Kaizo is a very kind of interesting thing because everybody has their own style of making and their own style of shell jumps. So it could be kind of weird in terms of like, oh, I'm going to play an easy level. Well, it's not only that it's easy or hard, but it's now you have to look at like, was this made, like, is this my style of Kaizo? It's like that. But but in the case of precision, everything's straightforward. You know, sometimes you get a level where you're like, what is this? But, you know, and my policy is I skip what I don't like, you know, but,
yeah.
So what I'm saying is that, you know, I think there's something for everybody in that game. But, you know, again, it depends on your trip, too. I feel like in my case, and I'm not saying I'm good at Mario Maker, but I really love Mario Maker and I play a lot of it. I feel like we're kind of spoiled, or I feel I've heard other people kind of say this. Like us Mario Maker players, like we played Mario Wonder and it wasn't hard enough, you know, or something like that.
No,
like,
I can see that because Mario Wonder is not hard.
Yeah.
There's maybe the final level, like the one where you have to do 100%. That one is probably the hard level in the game. But other than that, none of the levels were really that difficult.
Did they give you guys? I was wondering that, pun intended. Did they give you guys like the special levels? Or something like that. Like they usually give you in Mario World, for example, Star World, you go and they give you special levels that are really hard. Did they do that in Wonder?
So like in World, so there's the Star Road in World, right? And then there's like the post Star Road. There's like the tubular and those levels. There's nothing as hard as those levels, but you do have special levels like Star Road.
Oh,
and
I see.
There's
but
a
they're
final,
not super hard. Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, then there's like a final, like Champion. I don't know if you played 3D World.
3D Champions. I was just about to say that. That's hard.
That's a hard level. Yeah, that's a very hard level.
Is that the one where there's like Bowser's on something throwing balls at you as you run down like a road in 3D World?
No,
what level is Champions World?
Champions Road.
Isn't Champions Road like a bunch of levels? A collection of. Okay.
It's like a ton of. It's very hard platforming. There's, you know, those timing where the platforms
disappear and stuff like that.
Disappear, and then there's. It's a very. I enjoyed playing that level.
I think I know what level,
but
I did finish.
It is a difficult level.
I did finish that game, although my memory is again like a squirrel, so I forget. But I think I know what you're talking about now that you mentioned.
I was going to ask you, Jeep. I was going to ask you, since you said that 2D is your jam, I was going to ask you about 3D World because 3D World, in my opinion, and I guess
2D, 3D.
This is what they went. It's a 2D, 3D or 2.5D.
Yeah,
because
2.5D,
you're somehow like sometimes walking like in a straight kind of direction.
Yeah,
I think it's a combination of both.
So I love 3D World. I think 3D World.
There you
it's
go.
A hot take. You know, this is just my opinion. You know, we all got them. I think 3D World is my favorite. It's my favorite. That all the Mario games I play, which is not like a ton. I'm not a Mario connoisseur, but all the ones I have played, 3D World has been my most fun. And also Bowser's Fury being on top of that at that edition, especially that that one that came on Switch. That version is awesome because I also had a ton of fun with Bowser's Fury, but I had more fun with 3D World than Bowser's Fury because I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. It's not exactly like a 3D Mario, like you said. It's kind of like a 2D 3D or a 2.5D. I had the most enjoyment with 3D World. There's something about the openness, but also linearness, that like a 2D linear, but also an open-ish 3D style that just works so well for me, and I had the most fun with that one. In fact, no offense to Mario Wonder, but I had more fun with 3D World than Mario Wonder.
Nice.
And I love Mario Wonder for a bunch of other different reasons. But 3D World is my favorite. I had the most fun with
Did you play 2-player 3D World?
Oh, I streamed 4-player constantly on my Twitch when that was a thing. And Jesus, there's with the internet lag
online?
that gets online, when the lag played with viewers, like with the lag that gets introduced, and we're on a Discord call together, so we're like talking trash to each other, and like we're picking each other up and throwing them off.
Awesome.
That's probably why I had the most fun with the game, to be honest with you, because we played that multiplayer mode.
Believe it or not, I mean, this is my opinion. When the game came out. When the game came out in 2013, I think it was, 2014, I found that the game was boring single player. It felt like that.
And
I would play with my roommates, and it was so much fun. And then it was single player, and it was and also, I remember back then, not only me, but a lot of people were like, dude, why don't you give this to us online? Like, why PlayStation, Xbox, they're doing online. Like, why don't... And I literally found a quote. Somebody said, I think it was Miyamoto, we want you to play this in your couch. We don't want you to go online with random people. And that's the way Nintendo felt back then,
Well, I mean, I bet you they still feel that way. They're just kicking and screaming because that's why their infrastructure is so horrible to this day. Still, it's my guess. That's so dumb. I mean... That's just dumb. Drip and I have gone over many times on the show, like how annoying Nintendo Online is.
They can't get it to work.
They can't get it right. Quote of the year right there.
Mario Maker Online is probably one of the worst experiences around.
Yeah, certainly can be.
But 3D World, I did want to... I don't know how far you got in multiplayer, but there is a level that when a player jumps... the platform switches sides, and trying to do that with more than one person is impossible.
Locally, even it's hard enough, but then you're adding the added lag that's associated with online with 3D World. And also dealing with knucklehead viewers that just want to piss you off because that's what was happening. That was so much fun. I love you guys, Joe Hero, the rest of you, naming calling you out,
and then you just go.
That was basically what a lot of times one of us would decide on our own. We're tired of nonsense, so we're gonna go ahead on our own to put you all in bubbles. Stay in your bubble. Don't you leave your bubble.
I gotta say,
the memories are great. I love 3D World. Even
I have to put this in here.
Yeah,
I have to talk about this.
Sure.
The first new Super Mario Brothers Wii, 3-player, 4-player. That is so much fun. And I watched some videos and stuff like that. And that game, they really put a lot of space in that first game. And it really did wonders, another pun, for multiplayer. And the whole bubble system and everything, man, that was so cool. New Super
Mario Bros. My partner, she does not play games like ever, but we played through that game 100%. And I don't know how we're still together today, but we are.
I 100% did that with my roommate too. That game was amazing. I loved it. Absolutely.
My partner and I got into arguments over Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U, which is probably one of the easier, multiplayer games you can play with each other.
There's a fine line. Like when we first started dating, we played Monopoly together, and that almost ended it. Like,
oh my God, I have a sorry story. This is a worthy whatever. We're still finding sorry pieces around our little living space here because early in our relationship, I was half joking, but I did get pretty mad with her, and because she kept beating me. Freaking sorry, the game that requires no skill at all. She kept beating me. I'm like, how are you keep beating me? It's just a luck game. Like, aren't I supposed to win sometimes? And I was half joking, half serious. Knocked the whole freaking board, and all the pieces went everywhere. And then to this day, we'll like go in the corner, like, oh, there's the yellow. Like, so that was funny. Oh my god, good stories, good times. Gentlemen, by the way, Chess, thank you again for coming on twice this year. This is actually the third time, technically. Right now is the third time. So thank you for 2023 helping us grow this year, but making our content better by gracing us. And Johnny.
Oh, you rock.
Oh, you rock too, dude. Johnny, we're going to get to your stuff in just a second. We're going to talk about your episodes because yours were quite enjoyable as well. And we're going to talk about I'll tell you in a second what we're going to talk about. But first, I said unfortunately. It's not unfortunate. I had to pay the bills real fast. We got to talk about our sponsors today. So I'm going to switch over to this screen where it's just me. So forgive me for a second, boys. Today's sponsor is Nexigo and their new Nexigo Hall Effect Grip Con. You can find the Nexigo, like all their links down below. The Nexigo features Hall Effect sticks, gyro, rumble, programmable buttons, 2 cartridge slots that you can store some cartridges in, as well as a kickstand that replaces the OLED one that it knocks and improves on the kickstand of the original Switch. And yes, it does fit both the OLED and the original Switch. The quality of this thing is just top notch. You can't really go wrong with it. It's incredible, but not to mention the fact that it features a dock built into the grip, and it's actually good. I've been testing it. I've been using it. It works really, really well. In fact, I learned that you can use your Steam Deck dock with this. If you take out the HDMI, plug it right in, then put the USB-C right in, boom, you got it. You can just utilize your Steam Deck dock that works there. You don't even have to take this out if you want to use a different dock. So that's incredible. I love the buttons. I love the sticks on there. The Hall Effect sticks work great. The kickstand is not the OLED kickstand, but certainly works really, really well and is an upgrade if you have that original Switch. It's got some back buttons. It's got all the features that you kind of want in a Switch grip. With the additional dock inside of it, which is awesome. I know I don't need to take anything else with me when I go traveling to see my family for the holidays or anything like that. No travel dock necessary. Just bring this guy with you. You guys can find the Nexigo GripCon over with our links down below. The website is nexigo.com. That is nexigo.com. You can, again, buy the GripCon directly with our links in the description. And thank you, Nexigo, for sponsoring today's episode. Hi, boys. I'm back.
Yo.
I actually have a Nixie controller as well. I have
It's not Nixie.
GameCube one.
It's not Nixie.
It's not Nixie?
It's Nexigo.
What?
Nexigo. That's
it's
get the competition off the screen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just joking with you. No, I had a Nixie as well. I actually had that exact controller. I recently
It's a different company?
Yes, Nexigo is different than Nixie.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Cut it out.
No, it's fine. Thank you, Nexigo, for sponsoring today's episode. But no, for this actually is super awesome. If you guys ever get a chance to check it out.
It does look really good.
It works as advertised. It's better than the Joy-Cons. So, win-win right there. It's cheaper than the Joy-Cons too. So, and it has a dock built in. So, that's kind of nice. Anyway, but no, speaking of the Nixie real fast, because you brought it up, I did love the Nixie. I used it. I actually sold it recently just because, I didn't need it. I had enough of these building up, in the content space. You build up a few things here and there. So I'm like, I don't really need this one. I used it. It was fun. But to be honest with you, not related to the sponsor, this is kind of what I wanted from the Nixie as far as like a third party Joy-Con alternative that didn't suck, because there's some bad ones out there. I don't like the Hari that much. I know a lot of people do. I don't. So I was like, maybe I'll try the Nixie, and it worked. But the GameCube layout was a good novelty, but doesn't work with every game I want to play. So this was a nice replacement.
Good for Smash. It's only good for Smash.
Yeah, it was nice. I did I love the octagonal gates. I love the Nixie. It was worth it for me to sell it and unload some stuff that I had laying around. But for sure. Nixie is cool, and their colors are really cool in that. But no, this is Nexigo, different than Nixie, different companies.
I'm sorry. Oh my god, I feel terrible. Came on here and I'm ruining it.
You were trying good to no. It was it's the thought that counts, Johnny. It's the thought.
I was trying to say, hey, I support it as well, but I screwed it up.
I support the other brand. No, it's all good. It's all good. So speaking of you, Johnny, you knucklehead, you little. I don't know. You're not little. I'm offending our guests. No, but we have found common ground outside of Nintendo. But quickly, we did the way that we met was kind of interesting, Johnny. The way that it was somebody from our community hit you up on Twitter, I think, and tagged me in it, or whatever the case was. We're both tagged in something and said, "I would like to see Johniibo on the Drip G podcast." And I was like,
"Yeah,
okay, let me look." And then I looked and I saw your face. And I was like,
"Oh my god!"
I was like, "That motherfucker, the guy who threw the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons that I love so much in the trash can for a laugh." I'll send him a message. so that was, I'm glad I did, because it turns out
I keep the trash pretty clean. All right, I keep it pretty clean.
Yeah. I actually dropped my Skyward Sword Joy-Cons and broke the right stick, and I was very upset, but I fixed it because I can do that because I'm a professional. I'm not, but during the pandemic, one of the hobbies I picked up was working with some electronics. Like, I got a basic knowledge now, so I could fix my Joy-Con if I break. I'm like an idiot. I was so mad at myself. But yeah.
Bought another set.
No, I fixed them. I didn't buy another set. I fixed them because I'm poor and crafty. But no, so we found you. We sent you, or I sent you a message over there on the Twitter. Never X, always Twitter. And yeah, you were super cool, and it was really cool. So we had you on, and I found out watching your other podcast. So what's the name of your podcast? I forget because I'm a bad friend.
So I'm actually on 2. I have Communication Air podcast where it's not just Nintendo. We try to talk about gaming in general.
Right.
And then I'm also on the Nintendo Powercast with N64 Josh, who's a great guy.
Nice.
Very cool. So yeah, I was watching some of your content after, being brought on to you, besides your TikToks, which I've seen, and you're in my algorithm, you can't get you out of there.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That was a joke. But you are my algorithm because I watch your stuff because I like to see when you make people mad. Your comment section is probably better than Drip's. Honestly, I thought Drip's comment section was good. Yours is better.
Fun.
Yours is better.
It's fun.
It's really good. It's a good laugh. I forget what I was going to say, but so we had you on. Let me look at my notes so I remember. Oh, that's right. We found out that we're from the Philly area, the area of the Philly. So we share that.
I'm still there.
Yeah, you still live there. I'm glad that I'm not there right now with the way the Birds are playing right now. So good luck with that.
It might be on fire next week. Who knows?
Greasing the poles. They're going to have to pre-fire extinguish the poles so people can't light the city on fire. But yeah, so we bonded with that a little bit. We sent each other texts on Sundays, just like the little pat on the shoulder. Like, it'll be okay.
Making sure we're okay.
It's okay. Jalen's got to heal up before the playoffs start. We know. Come on. It'll be fine. And dude, I'm going to talk about sports for a second. I was really happy when they demoted the defensive coordinator because, God, the freaking play calling was so bad. So bad. And I know he's a rookie play caller or a rookie defensive coordinator, but that had to be done. I don't like Patricia. Patricia is. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about this later. But I don't like Patricia. But I'm happy he was there for that week or last week, and hopefully he continues.
He looks different. He looks different.
He does.
Patricia.
He's shaved. He's slim. He
doesn't
have.
I miss the beard, man. I miss the big beard.
And the crazy hair.
Sweatshirt.
Yeah, bring it back. Bring back the craze.
That's your brand. What are you doing?
Yeah. So anyway, we bonded about that, and we also during your first visit episode with us, which by the way, if you guys in the description of this podcast, you guys can find not only the links to these guys' channels, but you can also find the direct links to their episodes they were on if you guys want to check those out after this stream is over. But yeah, so we talked about I was gonna segue into something, but I forgot, so I'm just gonna bring this up. We had you on, and the first thing you learn about you is the segment that shall not be named of your life, which is the piracy. The piracy. You want to tell that little nugget of story for people and Jess, seeing as you guys are literally meeting each other right now?
So, I mean, you talked about emulation earlier, and there's a fine line between emulation and piracy. Now, so I forget how. This is probably 2 years ago now. Over 2 years. I think it was 21 maybe. I made this is on me. I phrased it poorly, but like I made a TikTok video saying, can we agree that piracy is bad? Because this was back like when Metroid Dread came out and there's all those stories about, here's how you emulate Metroid Dread without paying $60.
Oh,
and
wow.
Oh my God. That was a bad idea. Like just posting that video.
Asking the internet to get along and agree. What do you mean? How could that possibly backfire?
Especially about something like that. That was brutal. Like there was so much hate thrown my way. There was subreddits set up about me because of that.
Oh wow.
Like I'm like, dude, it's not that big of a deal.
That's okay. There's a bunch of Cheeto dust all over that subreddit. You don't really need to get anywhere near that. Those guys.
Yeah, and it still comes up to this day because on that same episode we talked about Mortal Kombat on Switch, and my video for Mortal Kombat on Switch went viral on Twitter, and then like the first comment on it said, "Isn't this the guy that said piracy is bad?" It was like 2 years ago.
Haunts you. Well, that's the thing about the algorithm, dude. Your content from 2 years ago, someone just finds it today, and it's brand new to them. So you'll never.
Whatever. I got through that part, and I'll just own it. And it's not like I was wrong. It's not like I was wrong.
No, you weren't.
Like I wasn't wrong. It was just I probably shouldn't have made that video in the first place.
Yeah, it's like you saw a bear and this bear was like coddling with a child. It was like they were just hanging out. You're like, that's kind of weird. A bear is like chilling with a bear. They're like, or a bear's hanging out with a human child. That's kind of weird. I'm gonna have to watch that. Let me go poke this bear with a stick because I think maybe he's cool. And then turns out that bear wasn't cool and you bit you. So
there's one of the I got so people were making videos and stitching and everything, and one of them was hilarious. The guy like made this whole story of how like we were pirates together, like actual pirates, and I betrayed him. It was just so bizarre, and I still get like comments and likes on that video all the time.
Well, I mean, listen, they do say that all the word escapes me. All attention is good attention, right? But I mean,
yeah,
maybe you've experienced it now. So like, do you think that was worth it for you?
I mean, it was an experience. It was not a fun experience. I mean, people know who I am now.
That is true.
Probably not for the best of reasons.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Hey, you're the guy who throws Joy-Cons in trash.
Yeah. If I like hurt somebody or like attack somebody, I would regret it. But it was just me saying, "Oh, I think piracy is bad," and then
right. No, that honestly, that's not really. I mean, it's controversial. Everybody has controversy with most things these days. That's the way we roll right now. But as far as like what you said there, I don't think it's controversial. Like I really don't. I feel like piracy is bad. Because it's the piracy. We don't look at pirates and think, "Wow, what." Great members of the establishment they were. What?
Pirates of the Caribbean, man. That's Jack Sparrow.
Like these people getting mad. Do they realize that like pirates aren't good? Like they're funny and cute, but like that's the depiction of them we know now. Pirates of the day, not so fun, not so great. You could call them bad.
Right, I might annoy people here. I'm just going to do it again because why not? So my point was, I understand the difference between emulation and piracy, right? My point was, people are just stealing games, like new games that are easily accessible, and they just don't want to pay for them.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Like admit you just don't want to pay for this game. But most of the time they're like, oh, well, what about preservation? And it's like, you don't care about preservation. You just want to play Metroid Dread for free. Like, just admit that.
I don't think we need to preserve Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread is not
It's on the shelves
away.
right now. It's like, there's no need to preserve it. It's there right now.
It's on sale right now. It's $42.
It's like somebody buying a bag of Cheetos being like, I need to preserve these because we don't know where Cheetos could be tomorrow. It's like, no, I mean, it's gonna be there, guys. Take a chill pill.
It's hard for me. Like I don't want to side with these multi-billion-dollar companies either.
Right.
Capitalism's bad, but like it's the society we live in. Like we can't just steal things. Like I can't walk into a Target and steal.
What? You can't just steal things. What are you talking about?
But yeah, I'm not gonna make another video like that ever again. That's in the past. I will piss people off other ways. And I have done that other ways.
Let's segue right into another way you piss people off. Talking about Mortal Kombat 1, which is the main topic of that episode that we had you on. Although I think that's less pissing people off and more of just like exposing what WB Games did with, was it WB? Is that who?
Yeah, it was WB.
Yeah, what they did with that port to the Switch. Chess, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that whole situation. Johnny was at the forefront with like his pitchfork being like, this shit sucks. This shit, like, dude, it was the Mortal Kombat 1 got ported to the Switch, and obviously it's a new game that was put on PS5, Xbox, PC, all that good stuff, and they brought it to Switch, and they really didn't put the time and effort. But I'll let you talk about it more, Johnny. You're much more qualified.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat 1 came to the Switch same day. It's also on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So they charge $70 for the PS5 and Xbox Series X version and the Nintendo Switch version. But the Nintendo Switch version is it's horrible. It's not worth $70. So I just kind of called them out on it, and it blew up. Like,
oh wow!
My stuff got picked up on IGN, and like it blew up on Twitter, and like Ed Boon. I'm sure Ed Boon saw my stuff, but he came out and said that, hey, we're sorry about the Switch version. We'll fix it.
What? That's amazing.
Is this an update? I don't think we talked about this then.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that happened within that first week of release. Like,
I don't remember that, but did they
came out and said, sorry, we'll update it.
Did they? I mean, because I don't have the game. I'm not buying it.
I mean, they have been updating it. It's still not great. It's not. I think it's on sale right now anyway, so you could get it for less than $70.
Yeah.
It's probably still not worth whatever they're charging for it.
No, I mean,
but
yeah, go ahead.
I made the decision. It was actually a really smart decision to do this. You could get early access if you paid an extra $40. So I had it before everybody else on the Switch because nobody's buying it on the Switch.
Right.
And then I posted this video like 5 days before release. It blew up. I made like over $1,000 on that one video.
That's awesome.
So it was a huge. Selfishly, it was a smart idea.
Yeah.
And I wanted to call him out. He's like, what? You're putting out crap. I don't like, you shouldn't be charging the same amount as your other versions that are clearly better.
Yeah, that is a interesting topic of conversation. Hopefully it's not even a conversation when we get to the next Switch era, whatever that happens to be, whatever you want to call the next version of the Switch that we know has to come next year, at least be talked about, at the very damn least. But hopefully it's not an issue, but it's interesting to talk about that where, companies like that we can use Mortal Kombat 1, for example, that's getting put out on systems that are capable of running it at an acceptable level, where the Switch is just simply not capable of running the same game at that same level. So what do? Do you scale it down and do like a 3DS version of the game, like back in the day when that was a thing? So like make it a Nintendo Switch version and not and make it cheaper and make it better, run better, but sacrifice a ton of things? Or do you do what they do now, which is just put the full game on there, charge the same damn price, and you're not getting the same experience? For me, it's about the experience. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. If it was $70 on all three systems and the experience was at least comparable. When I say comparable, I mean the frame rate is steady and the resolution is sharp enough. Sharp enough.
Yeah.
Not as sharp as the other console, but sharp enough. So Mortal Kombat was not that. So that's not here for today, unless you guys have any opinions on that, I guess my question is, do you think we should go back to that? If the Switch Pro or whatever, Switch 2 can't handle games still, which would be a travesty. But if it couldn't, should we go back to a method of where the Switch has mobile versions?
No.
I agree. I mean, I agree. I really don't think we should go back to that era. So But
I'm hoping we don't have to worry about that in like a year. Like I hope whenever this new system comes out, like it will at least run better than what we have.
I would hope so, but there, it's Nintendo, and nothing is out of the realm of possibility with them.
Yeah.
So, but let's just hope that's not even a conversation we have to have.
I was thinking about this. Like I'm excited for the next system to be more powerful, but what I'm mostly excited about is what Nintendo can do with it, because whenever like their games, they push the system to its limit.
Yes.
Like when you play a game like Breath of Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or Odyssey, like those games, those are phenomenal, and they stack up to these next generation PS5, Xbox games. So I can't wait to see, even if it's not as powerful as PS5 and Xbox Series X, like what a Mario game could look like on a more powerful system.
I mean, Mario Odyssey looks good, but I do know that it definitely shows its age a bit if you really kind of look at it, revisit it. There's some of the grass textures, not that, Zelda's any better, but I feel like Zelda does a better job masking it with the art style, where Mario, it's kind of hard to do that, where it's just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes there's some questionable textures and stuff. So it would be interesting to see what, like a new Mario game with that kind of art style, like the typical Mario art style, what it could look like running, like just, for example, just throw Mario Odyssey on the PS5. What would that look like? I would be really interested to see what they could do utilizing a power.
Have you played Ratchet and Clank?
I haven't, but I've seen it, and I would really like to play it. And is that the comparison you're about to make, like a Mario?
Yeah, that's what that's how I think Nintendo games could look, because that game looks like a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really it looks. That's what really makes me want to play it. It's not the gameplay. It's how freaking gorgeous it looks. Ratchet and Clank.
And I won't talk about the leaks, but like people need to buy that game.
What leaks? What game? Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, the Insomniac leaks that happened.
Oh, I haven't even looked into it. Like I told you my week earlier. I've had a crazy week, so I haven't had a chance to really look at that fully. But I heard that was crazy. We'll reserve that for season 4 and next year. We'll probably be talking about that with Drip. But yeah, so I lost the thing with Johnny. I was going to talk about. So we talked about Mario or Mortal Kombat, and then we had you back, Johnny. We had you back on the show recently, but it wasn't even on this show. We had you back on Drip's YouTube channel for the Game Awards, and we streamed that. It was Drip. I mean, how many? I'm not gonna name everybody because I can't remember exactly who all came on, but you were one of the guests that were on that night. It was super fun to chat with you and everybody else and talk about the Game Awards from like a Nintendo fan perspective. It's always
it was sad.
I mean,
there's no Nintendo stuff.
It was pretty pathetic as far as Nintendo, and like we all know they weren't going to announce things, right? We all knew they weren't going to put out new.
I didn't know that. I had high hopes.
You got your hopes crushed then. There was at one point I did think that Metroid Prime 4's trailer was playing. I really I was kidding. It was the end up being Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter whatever Worlds, I think, or what, I don't know what it's called. The new Monster Hunter that's coming out. Wilds. But there was a point in that trailer where I was like, wait a minute, is this Metroid? Like, that looks like a freaking Metroid thing. And then no, it was Monster Hunter. But again, I didn't expect Metroid. I just wanted it. But I was trying to will it into existence. But we all knew they weren't going to put out, Nintendo wasn't going to show us a trailer. But they could have did something, kind of like, I don't know, any third-party release that had Nintendo's stamp on it. We were playing a game that night. I'm sure you remember. It wasn't that long ago. We were playing a game like, how many Nintendo games or how many games are going to be coming to a Nintendo platform? And what did we get to 3 or 4, including like Fortnite?
It was 3 or 4. I forget what it was. It wasn't many.
No.
And one was like Lego Fortnite. So it doesn't really count.
No. It was a rough night. And we were reminded in the chat that night that I think last year was even worse. Like as far as Nintendo.
Well, I think we had the Mario movie trailer last year.
I think we did. But as in terms of gaming, I believe it was worse. Like there was less things but Nintendo. Believe it or not, there were less things to talk about with Nintendo. But I like to say this, expectation is a thief of joy. Unfortunately for me, I'd made up in my mind before Tears of the Kingdom even came out that it was going to be Game of the Year. And all year, I played Tears of the Kingdom. I was like, this is game of the year. This is the game of the year. Got to the Game Awards. This is my game of the year. I know that Baldur's Gate and all the other nominations were, deserving, but I feel, to me, all year long, Tears of the Kingdom, game of the year. And I had my mind set on it, and I wasn't crushed, but because I did call it. I called that Baldur's Gate was going to win, but it didn't make me very happy. Go ahead, Jess.
I thought Suika game was going to win. I'm kidding.
Who?
That surpassed 5 million copies recently.
No, one of the big surprises to me, and I think you as well, Johnny, was or at least me. I don't know about you. What was that game? The freaking Alan Wake.
Alan
Wake made lots of noise at the Game Awards. It's surprising to me. I heard it's a good game, but I didn't think it was that good. Turns out it was really good.
I still think that was recency bias because that game came out like a few weeks before the Game Awards.
Yeah, but then Spider-Man.
Oh, no.
But then Spider-Man also, same day, did not get that recency bias boost.
Yeah, that's
They're
true.
interesting, though. Why? I didn't get to play it yet, but I feel like it's a really good game, even though I haven't played it yet. From what I've heard from people, they've enjoyed it. Did you enjoy Spider-Man?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah. I know you weren't like the biggest fan of it.
The story was fun. Like playing through the story was fun, but then if you wanted to do any of the side stuff, it was just like, I don't want to do this.
Right.
It was like, go find a plant. We'll give that plant to people. I don't know. The side stuff is not good. But Tears of the Kingdom is still game of the year in my heart, and a lot of the gaming publications, like after the Game Awards, have given Tears of the Kingdom game of the year. Like IGN gave game of the year, and I think Game Informer or GameSpot, one of them.
Yeah.
So, Chess, what was your game of the year?
Man, I don't know. I feel like I play a lot of retro. I don't buy a lot of new games like that, other than Nintendo stuff, because I only have a Switch. I didn't play Tears of the Kingdom, I did see other people playing it. I haven't beaten Breath of the Wild, but I don't know how to answer that. I guess I'm stuck playing old stuff and Mario.
You could say Suika game. I mean, that's good enough. Suika game's a game.
There you go. Suika
well,
game.
This is a perfect segue into our next and final topic, which is going to be about the games that came out this year and our Nintendo review. Now, if you guys know, all of us get these emails. Well, you should if you have a Nintendo account. At least you get an email from Nintendo every December, and they tell you what your top played games were as far as hours played and a couple other metrics. I know, Chess, you've been working all day, so if you have a chance while you're sitting there, if you could find that email from Nintendo, it probably came to you within the last week or so.
You can also Google Nintendo year in review, and it will pop up.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, if you take your time, if you can't find no biggie, Chess, you could just talk about the games that you personally played this year, which we all know is Mario Maker. But
wait, how? Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, Nintendo year in review. But yeah, so Johnny, we'll start with you while Chess is looking for that.
Yeah.
Do you want to just go over a little bit about? I know you sent all the screenshots to me, but if you want to just talk about whatever highlights you feel from your year.
So this said I played 91 games throughout the year, which I don't know. I definitely didn't fully play 91 games. I might have loaded them up for a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in that same boat. There's a lot of games I didn't actually play that it says I played.
But my most played game was Tears of the Kingdom.
Of course.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I had Splatoon 3 was up there as well. It was like my second most played game.
Interesting.
I do play that sometimes with some friends, and I could get into Splatoon a little bit. But my third played game is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And that's one of my favorite games this year.
Yeah. How many hours? Did it tell you how many hours?
25.
25. Okay. Yeah. What's your
second? I was trying to, so, I 100% of the game, but I still wanted to get more out of it. So I was trying to do like challenges.
Right.
Like I was trying to beat the game without using a Wonder Flower, which is impossible.
Yeah.
And then I was also trying to clear all the levels with the invisibility badge, and I gave up on that a little bit. But I was trying to get more out of that game because I really did enjoy it, and I just wish that there was more to it. My favorite, if Tears of the Kingdom didn't exist, my favorite game that I played this year on Switch was Vampire Survivors. I don't know if either of you have played that game.
No, I have not.
I haven't.
Tell us about it.
It is. So it has like a retro vibe to it. It's pixel art, and you play as a character, and you're just trying to survive waves of enemies. I forget what it's called. It's like passive combat, but it's a very addictive game. I still play it like every couple days because I just want to do a run. The runs are only 30 minutes long, so you don't have to.
Oh wow!
You don't have to commit that much time to it. There are a ton of unlockables. There are a ton of characters to play as. It's only $5. Like, it is such a good game. I could recommend that game to anybody, and everybody that has bought it that I've recommended to, they've been happy with their purchase.
Cool. Anything notable? I'm sure you got a couple of stats there you probably think are interesting.
So I have like the calendar of when I played most of the games.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's always
most played.
Yeah, go ahead.
My most played month is May, and that was when Tears of the Kingdom came out, so that makes sense.
Of course.
And then so it's like 40 hours, like January is 40 hours, February is 40 hours. Then it drops to 16 hours in March. Then it drops to 6 hours in April. And that's because of my job.
Rough month.
Yeah. So that is in the heat of busy season. I cannot play any games. And it's actually kind of sad to see it laid out like this. I don't like that.
Yeah. It's like revealing your life. It's like, oh man.
I also played Pikmin 4. I don't know if either of you played Pikmin 4.
I did. If you didn't know, I was the leader of the Pikmin cult there for a little while. I don't have a very big YouTube channel, but my channel blew up during Pikmin, the Pikmin 1 and 2. I had like a live stream. My live streams usually sit around 10, 15 at most. You know, I'm not getting the big numbers over there. This is on my YouTube when I switched to YouTube streaming. And, you know, I was happy with 8 or 10 over there. And my live stream blew up one day playing Pikmin. Now, it wasn't by accident. I did know what I was getting myself into. I just didn't think it'd be anything close to what it was. But it was they shadow dropped Pikmin 1 and 2. And I picked it up and I played it immediately because I was very intrigued. I think I averaged like 70 viewers for the whole
awesome.
2-hour stream. I think it was 2.5 thousand views, which is not, crazy views, but for a live stream and for my size channel, that was nuts.
Awesome.
So I blew up then. It didn't carry. I got subscribers from it. It did help, but it's not like I was never going to be the Pikmin guy going forward. So for a month,
you didn't change all your content to Pikmin.
I made more Don't get me wrong. I made lots of Pikmin content during that time period, and I've streamed it a bunch more times. And I finished the game 1 on stream. But I was never gonna permanently benefit from that. With Pikmin people, I was not. So. But yes. I am very much aware of the Pikmin. I played Pikmin 4 and I was disappointed with it, to be honest with you. I didn't even get close to finishing it.
It was too easy? Is it too easy?
I haven't played it. I had to play it some more to really make a full, well thought out opinion about it. But I just know that I was not having a ton of fun. I had more fun playing Pikmin 1 than I did Pikmin 4. And I'm playing Pikmin 2. I started that on stream, but I didn't finish it. I have more fun when I play that one than I played Pikmin 4. So I can't tell you exactly what it is. You can maybe fill some gaps, but I think when it comes down to it, I had more fun with Pikmin 1 and 2 than I did with 4. And I never tried 3. So I do want to try that. But yeah, it comes down to fun, man. Wasn't that fun? Sorry. Sorry if you love it out there, but that's just my thoughts. Got anything else there?
It's all pretty standard. I got some hours in Mario Kart. I got some hours in Smash.
Yeah.
Pokemon, which, man, Pokemon.
Dude, I binged that game.
Another one.
I binged that one myself when it came out. I had like 100 hours in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really hard to go back to. Like if you go back and try to play it now, you're like,
impossible.
this is hard to go back to.
It was hard at the time. Don't get me wrong. It was certainly, you could notice it at the time. I was not blind to it. But now, like you said, going back now, I tried. I forced myself to pick it up for a half hour, and I was like, I can't. This game is unplayable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, Chess, I sent you a link. Would you find it eventually?
I got it. I found it.
Perfect.
I found it.
Beautiful. Tell us anything you want to tell us from there. You don't have to go one by one, but tell us anything you see that is like, ooh.
Yeah, I'll go one by one. First, I guess some of the games that I'm seeing here, I'm seeing some shmups, some shoot 'em ups that I bought on the Switch that I'm kind of very happy with.
Yeah.
Other than Suika game, Shredder's Revenge.
I gotta check this out. I have no idea what you're talking
F-Zero.
about. The Suika game.
Suika game.
I have no idea.
It's called the watermelon game.
No idea.
It's pretty
It was
cool.
on the free trial like last week.
I didn't.
It's $3, I think.
Yeah, it's $3.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna buy it right this second. I'm gonna look it up. You keep talking, Jess. $3.
Yeah, basically, I did play Suika game, but I also played Jamestown, Proto Corgi, and Squad 51. These games are shoot 'em ups.
Okay.
And I don't know. I've had a lot of fun with the shmups on the Switch.
Shmups.
But basically, I was surprised that the number 3 game that I played was the Nintendo Entertainment System NSO, Nintendo Switch Online.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, I played a lot of that. I played a lot of the retro stuff, and especially online with friends. I think that's very fun. And I'll say this. I am a happy camper when it comes to all the selection, SNES, NES,
Right.
Sega Genesis. We have a good thing here. I mean, obviously, it was a little bit different with the Virtual Console on the Wii, and I really love that. But this is better in a way, This is better.
Yeah, man. I'm paying $8 or $5 a game. Like it would get so expensive.
Yeah. And the second game, Mega Man Legacy Collection 2.
And I know that because you streamed that one a lot.
Yeah, I basically played Mega Man 7 on the FPGA Mister, but then with Mega Man 8... Wait, did I play 8? This is the Legacy Collection 2, so it's Mega Man 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay, yep.
So, and I don't have part 1, but I'm going to buy it soon when it goes on sale. These sales are ridiculously cheap for Mega Man games.
Right.
I bought Mega Man 11 for $4 or something like that.
Man. I've had those in my wish list. I want to check those out.
I had points accumulated, but it was $9. What a great game. I just beat it. I played through Mega Man 1. I played Mega Man 1 through 11 because I wanted to play 11, but I told myself I'm going to play everything before then. And it was quite an experience. It was awesome. I loved it. And now I'm playing X, so I'm very excited.
I grew up on the Super Nintendo, and my first experience with Mega Man was Mega Man X.
Yeah.
And I love that game to death. I could still play that every day. The music,
it's good. It's so good.
The movement, it's
I'm
just
so happy
good.
playing it. Yeah. I literally feel like if I could recommend people that have never played Mega Man, I know it's a lot, but before you play X, play Mega Man 1 through 11. Because now I'm playing X and it just feels so good. I'm so happy. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
I can't say how much I love it. And I just started playing. I never really played it other than casual. Okay, so 33 hours and 37 hours.
All right.
Nintendo NSO and Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. And now my top one, Super Mario Maker, 608 hours.
Oh man! If you can't tell, Chess streams on a daily basis over there. So
608 hours. Wow,
that's a lot.
It's an average. That's an average of 2 hours a day. That's impressive.
I told you earlier, Johnny. My man grinds over there on the Twitch. He's doing his thing over there.
Is there? I know there's a ton of content in Mario Maker.
It's never ending.
Are you always fine? Like, is it always new stuff to you?
Still like I literally thought like, how am I still playing this game? And last night I played 2 levels by people that I kind of know. That's it. All you got to do is find a level you like and grind it. And they were tough levels. And I beat 2 levels last night. One of them I was already on CP. So I'll grind something that, and it's very rewarding to beat one level and, you know, stuff like that. I like it. Levels I like too.
Yeah.
There's always stuff. Yeah, and I still have plans. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm like, okay, here's my 2024 with Mario Maker 2. I know we have one more year. And I'm still like, I'm gonna do some stuff. For example, I'm gonna make a version 3 or a part 3 of a level that was very hard that I made. My hardest level ever. It took me 18-day grind to beat this thing. Man. And only 4 people have beaten it. And it was released 2 years ago. And it's the hardest thing, not only in Maker, but in gaming that I've probably ever done in my life. But now awesome, I'm going to do a part 3. Yeah. I'm going to do a part 3 of that, and I'm gonna do a precision super world. So I still have fun with the game. I like to sometimes. Some people.
I'm going to download it. Gonna download it again.
Nice.
And chess inspired Johnny. It's funny because chess inspired me. Now I didn't pick up Maker 2 for the Switch, but when I was seeing my family on vacation, I was hitting up some local game stores, retro game stores and stuff, and I like to check by the Wii U section because it's a new fascination of mine. Playing some good Wii U games.
I call Wii U a retro console. Oh man, that hurts.
No, I didn't call it. No, don't mix my words. Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't call Wii U a retro console. I said I was at a retro game store and they were selling Wii U games. So that's not me saying retro. That's just the fact of the matter. Uh-huh. Anyway, I passed by and hold on, I'll pull it right here. I found, hopefully you can hear me. I found this beauty nice. Wrapped in plastic, there's a story. There's a story. Quote unquote, brand new in the store. And again, I'm in the East Coast, visiting my family. I live out here in the mid coast, if that's a thing. And so I was like, all right, this is awesome. It's sealed. I'm gonna take it home. I'm gonna play some Mario Maker because I know Chess loves it and I love watching. So let me give it a shot.
That book in there is fire.
Yeah. So it's a little book in there. The audio people. Yeah. It's the Wii U Super Mario Maker boxed with. I think there's like Chester said. There's a cool book inside and whatever. So that's not the part of the story I want to tell. The part I want to tell is I got back home here to the East Coast. I opened up this thing like, okay, cool, and the game isn't inside.
What?
It was resealed very convincingly. It fooled the store, presumably, and me.
Oh my god!
The good thing is though, the game is only like $5 or $10 to buy disc wise. Like if you just want the disc, and this was only $13, and it's in really good condition. Like it's in like real. I think the worst damage on it is what I did when I opened it up. So like it's in really good condition. So I think I ended up paying after buying the disc from some on eBay separately about $19, $18. I think that's a fair price for the condition that this is in. Like it's in immaculate condition, and I'm not the kind of guy who keeps games in plastic unless I have.
Oh, you got that book, huh? That's pretty cool.
There it is. Yeah.
So I don't know if this book is in there, but this was.
Yeah.
You got it off of Club Nintendo.
Wait.
Like back when Club Nintendo was a thing?
Really?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I have it. It came with the box. Yeah.
Yeah, it has like ideas.
Yeah.
And stuff in there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought, you know what? It's because I bought it digital. I buy everything digital, so I had to like
I see.
That I bought it, and then they sent it to me.
That's cool, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's cool. Go ahead.
The original Mario Maker, I played a ton of that, and my name's Johniibo, so I buy a lot of Amiibo, and it had all the Amiibo costumes. They all had like different noises and stuff, and I thought that was it was really cool.
Yeah.
I wish they would have brought that to 2, and I'm hoping we get a 3. I mean,
Me too. And I wish I think that they're gonna bring back the costumes because that's everybody says that. Bring back the costumes, like what happened?
Yeah. Chess, anything else that was on your year that you want to bring up?
No. Yeah. That was it. Those are my top 3.
600 hours plus Mario Maker 2. That's incredible. Mine's gonna be pretty predictable here. I'm clicking it. I've already seen this, but I haven't seen it for a few weeks, so I'm just gonna. First game of the year I played was Splatoon, which is weird, because I did play that a lot last year, but not a ton when it came out. I didn't play it a ton this year, and that shows in my analytics here. 63 total games, 463 hours. So I played Switch for 460 hours this year, which I feel like if I could look at last year's, if I could, I'm not sure if you can. That's probably down because I didn't stream barely at all this year. Like in my past, I think I streamed at least 150 hours of Breath of the Wild in 2021. So I have definitely played more Switch in past years. I feel like, but this
across 63 games, you played less than Chess played of one game. Yeah, I love video games. I really do. But I am not a marathon gamer. I am I don't want to say casual, but I play games casually. I very casually will pull a game up to kill some time. Only when it's certain games, which we'll get to in a second. There are certain games that capture my interest. There's very few, but the ones that do, I do play for many hours. So that's less hours than I would have thought. But that's also because I streamed way less this year. So, drum roll please. My top 3 games of 2023. 31 hours of Animal Crossing. I'm still playing that one.
Nice.
kind of. I got back into it a little bit this year. 31 hours of it. Game number 2, 64 hours of... Anyone guess?
64 hours.
Breath of the Wild. 64 hours. And that was the prep for what's to come. That 64 hours was me getting ready and pumping myself up for Tears of the Kingdom, which is my number 1 game this year. 188 hours as of whenever. I'm not sure if this updates to real time or if this was like 2 weeks ago because I've definitely played more hours since then. I'm probably close to 190 at this point. What was yours, Johnny? How many hours did you play?
I think 89.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about me. I only have like 348 hours total or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's even less.
I
than
like
me.
talking about games more than I like playing games.
You're talking to me to a podcast every freaking week.
I have 911 total.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a lot of hours,
You're
Jess.
more of a gamer than us.
You can wave your gamer card proudly.
But I also have, they give these year in reviews for all the systems. And I also have an Xbox One and I also have a PlayStation 1. But I still think my total hours did not, I might have had 600 total hours across everything.
Right. All right. Moving on with my list. It tells me a little bit about that's weird. Okay. Gaming trends. Who cares? Of course, I played the most gaming in May this year, predictably. 108 hours, which is 99.9%. It doesn't tell me that, but I know. Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, maybe there's
maybe you're playing Breath of the Wild those first 13 days or whatever.
I was going to say there's probably a couple hours of Breath of the Wild before then for sure, but nothing really else. Zelda rules my life right now. My favorite game in the year, I wonder what it is. Tears of the Kingdom, of course, is going to tell me that. Okay, I can download my stats. That's so fun. I should do that. Ooh, thanks, Nintendo. Fix your online structure, you fucking piece of it tells you gold points. Anything else really interesting here? No, not really. It looks like it's over. So yeah, that's very predictable for me. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom ruled my life this year. It really did. And I plan on playing another 200 hours next year for sure. I'm going to binge Zelda. I was going to ask you too, Johnny, and Chess, first of all, did you even play Tears of the Kingdom?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to. I know you're not like you're Mario. You're the Mario guy.
No card away.
No. Here's my thing. You know why I haven't played it? To be honest, it's the streaming, and I don't have time for it.
Oh yeah,
it's been that I want to play it. I think that Breath of the Wild is amazing. I loved it, and I streamed it, and it took 2 months away of my life. I literally was like. That was my pandemic game.
Yeah.
And I streamed that on and it was perfect, but I had so much stuff going on. I was like, I can't get addicted to this game right now. I'm gonna wait, and I waited for Breath of the Wild. So my prediction is I'm gonna one day jump into Tears of the Kingdom. I want to go back to Breath of the Wild first to finish some stuff, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm just a little. I'll be a little bit late. Is all.
You let me know when that is. I'll be there. I want to see it.
Okay.
It's
when Tears of the Kingdom Deluxe comes out on the Switch too.
yeah. $90. Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom U Deluxe.
But yeah, I really do want to get back into Tears of the Kingdom. I beat the story, but I still have a lot of shrines to get. Still have a lot of
nice
stuff to discover. So there's still a lot for me to do.
For sure. One last thing before we end it off here. I don't like to get too negative on the show. You know, I like to keep things positive. We're fun having Nintendo. We're talking Nintendo. It's gamers. But I want to say this: what if there's one? If you don't have to name one, if there isn't. But what game this year did you play, either for the first time or just in general, that you're like, this game is bad. I don't like this game. Any games that come to mind for either? We can start with Johnny because I feel like he probably have an easier time with this, Mr. Controversy.
Kirby
in the Forgotten Land?
No, the other Kirby.
Oh, what is that called?
It was like the remaster of the Wii game. Yeah. I just hate Kirby games. And well, I always say that, I don't know. I always rag on Kirby and man, people get mad at me, but I will say after hearing all these Nintendo Year in Reviews and seeing a bunch of people with Nintendo Year in Review, nobody has Kirby in their top games played. No. So
maybe like little kid, my nephew would. I'm sure he does. You know what I mean?
And I have to realize that like those games are not for me, right?
Right.
Not for a 36-year-old man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're for my 8-year-old nephew. But yeah, that game, and then also Advance Wars. I thought I would love Advance Wars, but it is not.
Is it disappointed? That disappoints me if it is, because I actually did want to try it. I haven't gotten to it yet, but
yeah, I'm a big Fire Emblem fan, and it's made by the same team. And I don't know, Advance Wars, it's just different. I feel like I was on a mission for 45 minutes. I'm like, this is way too long for one mission.
I feel you. I still want to give it a try. I like to get every first party game I can get on Nintendo, because I'm like I said, I don't marathon games, but I love to try stuff, especially stuff I haven't tried before. Like that's how I found Zelda, and now it's like my favorite thing in the world. So like, it's a good method to do.
Did you get Metroid Prime?
I did, and I love it. I do. It's hard. Okay. The thing with Metroid Prime is that, oh man, that's a sleeper of this year. Holy shit!
That came out this year.
Holy shit!
Did you get Metroid Prime Remastered?
Yeah, that's Metroid Remastered. That's what I got from the Switch this year.
No, I haven't. I want to, but I haven't gotten it. I would love.
Because I know you had said that you played.
Yeah, that I played it, and I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. The sleeper this year, it's not in my list, but I did play it a lot. The problem with that game though is that once you play it and then leave and then come back, it's very difficult to kind of pick up where you were. So that's one reason I haven't finished it yet. That's one of the reasons I didn't finish Metroid Dread, is because like I don't marathon games and I didn't love Dread that much, so I didn't binge it. I didn't play it for long periods, and I kind of got frustrated going back and forth and losing my spots. So Metroid Prime, even though that problem still exists for me, it's a me problem, not a Metroid problem. I know that's me problem. However, what a masterpiece of a game, that remastered especially. Really, it's just holy crap! What a beautiful game on the Switch, and what a great game overall.
Now I'm gonna play it. I want to play it.
It's great, and plus it's $40. It's not even full price. It's like damn, they could have charged me full price for that, and I would have paid it, because damn, it's good.
I paid $60 for that Kirby game.
I don't know why you did that.
I love Dread.
Yeah,
Dread's phenomenal.
Oh my god, I loved it.
Anything you didn't love, Chess? Anything this year?
I was thinking that, but I'm gonna say it collectively. I don't know. I mean, not this year, I guess, but Mario Golf, and then Mario Soccer, and then Switch Sports.
I like Switch Sports.
I had a bad experience with everything. I feel like they were very lazy overall. Yeah. You know, that's my, especially like Mario Golf. It looked very bad. Like I felt like, and then you only get like 6 courses. I don't know.
They didn't feel very Mario-esque courses. Like they were just kind of golf courses.
Yeah. And I actually love the music of the soccer game, and I love the feel, but then something kind of happened. It just kind of stopped being fun. And then I remember watching some YouTube videos critiquing it, and I was like, that's why I didn't like it. Everything looks so bland. And then the Wii, the bowling, I remember buying it day one, streaming it, and be like, are you kidding? They can't let me play with you bowling? To me, that was the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah.
And I'm not one to get mad and to talk like smack of games and stuff, because I want to keep it chill. But I was literally like so disappointed. And then they gave us an update with the ability to like create a lobby sort of thing, and I still didn't have fun. I don't know.
It kind of sucks out the fun a little bit when you play a game like that.
It's a collective Nintendo and their sports stuff.
Yeah.
On the Switch.
I feel you, man.
I hope they're taking the feedback to heart, because every sports title they had that, they released with not much content, and then they had the drip feed of content.
Yeah.
After the fact, I was so disappointed in the soccer game. I love Strikers on GameCube, and
me too. Oh my god, I love that game on the Wii, on the GameCube. Oh my god.
So that was disappointing. And then I just hope if they have another sports title that they fix it. Like I would love to bring baseball back, but hopefully better.
Yeah. Well, guys, we went so long on this, and I really appreciate you guys this time. We're not even gonna do an after show. This is like the first time we've never done an after show, because we've been off for so long. This is our normal time when we leave. So I'm actually gonna sign off, not only for the episode but for the stream as well. So, thank you to Chess and Johniibo for being here for this last stream of 2023 for Drip and Jeeb. It's been a big year for us. Lots of growth. We really appreciate you guys sticking around. Appreciate our guests for being here, joining us throughout the year. All of you guys, not just Johnny and Chess, but all of you guys who joined this year. We really appreciate you. I'm not going to name one by one. It's been a few. I can't remember them all. But we really appreciate you guys for joining this year, making it a fun year. Again, last stream 2023, guys. So we'll see. The next time we're going to see you guys on a live stream is going to be in January. Chess and Johnny, hopefully at some point in 2024. We're talking about, of course, we're talking with you guys on the podcast, and we're talking about Switch freaking 2. That'd be great.
Please.
For the love of God, give me something to talk about, Nintendo.
2025.
It's bad for business.
No.
Nintendo Direct in 2020, January 2024. 2025, Switch 2. No, that'd be like the worst news.
I'd be excited, but also sad.
Yes, agreed. That's it for us, guys. Again, Drip, hopefully you get well soon, buddy. I'm sure you're sleeping right now because it was you got a rough illness there. And this has been awesome. Thank you to everybody. Thank you, our sponsor, Nexigo. Appreciate you. And we'll see you guys. One thing too, merch store, dripandjeeb.shop. Go to that store. Get some merch. It's fun. It's cool. We're building a brand empire, Drip and Jeeb. So make sure if don't go to the website, if nothing else, for the Chat GPT descriptions of us as people and podcasts. That's very interesting. But yeah, so we're gonna sign off for now, and we're going to see you guys in 2024.
Thank you for having us. You rock.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you. See you guys next year.
Happy New Year's.